He was supposed to hear one of them speaking voice.